Welcome to the Hank Russell invitation here on Millions.co. We are live. So I've been looking forward to this one for a few weeks. We've had to reschedule a couple times, and I've been, what makes this one really cool is that I've been doing Millions.co for quite some time, but I've never interviewed a bare knuckle fighter, and she just happens to be my first. So this is going to be very cool right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, she is known as the Red Queen, but we will call her Jamie Driver. What's up, Jamie?
Hello. What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. So, I'll ask some generic ass questions real quick. Where are you from?
From New Jersey, born and raised.
Okay. How long have you been fighting?
A long time. We're probably going on. Let's see. I started at 19 and I'm 35 now. So what is that?
Okay. 16
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. It's been a
Okay.
long time.
Okay. Dig it. So, when was the last fight you had?
The last fight was this June in Nashville, Tennessee for BKB. It was the super lightweight title eliminator fight, and I fought Helen Peralta
I
to fight.
I'm from Memphis, so I actually didn't go to the fight, but I saw it.
You watched it? Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
I watched it. That's why I was like, wait a second, she looks familiar when she came on there. But you know, so you know, as the next one that you're doing, it's going to be bare knuckle, right?
Yep, next one will be bare knuckle, and since I beat Helen, it will be for the super lightweight title that Courtney Cameron holds right now.
Okay, yeah, I knew that. I knew that, like, you were up there in contention. Like, are you ranked number one, or are you
I'm ranked,
ranked?
yeah, I'm ranked number one at super lightweight, and then obviously I'm the current welterweight champion.
Right, I knew that. I
Yep.
knew that, but I wasn't sure about other divisions and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, no, just the super lightweight division. I'm number one, but looking to get ranked in the 135 division, the lightweight division after this fight.
so why so long in between breaks then? If you're in, like, potentially three different weight classes.
So it is a little difficult with the spread of the women. A lot of us girls are floating between the weight classes. There aren't as many of us. And I primarily was fighting in the welterweight division, so most of
Mm-hmm.
my fights are there. I've only had one fight at super lightweight. And I'm pretty much, being the champion. A lot of the other girls at welterweight don't have as many fights as I do.
Right.
Some girls have left the promotion and some just haven't fought. They haven't been active. So it kind of holds things off a little bit, but and also just with injuries. This last fight, I had a tear in my hand, so that kind of sat me down for a little bit. So, just working on it. And then Courtney just fought in August against Patty Juarez. So,
Mm-hmm.
she needed a little time off, but we already knew we were going to be matched next. So, yeah.
I know it, and I get it. Injuries happen. I was going to assume it was injuries, but at the same time, like, you just never know.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, every bare knuckle fight I've had, something's either been broken or torn. So I've always had to take some time.
Well, I competed when I was younger. It's funny, like, a couple of years before you started, I retired from it. But the
No
thing about it
way.
is that I can't imagine. Okay, I can't imagine doing it without gloves, even if my hands are taped. You're gonna hurt something. You're gonna get cut the wrong way by somebody else's fist, or
Yep.
your fist is probably gonna be a little bit sore than it was with gloves.
Yes.
It's just one of those things that, like, I've seen some of the greats that have transitioned over to bare knuckle, and man, they come and after the fights, they come out looking like they've had 3 UFC fights. It's just
The damage, it just looks a lot worse, obviously, just because of the bare knuckles. But yeah, I mean, depending on how you like to fight, me personally, I like to throw with heat. So I'm definitely prone to breaking or tearing something.
yeah. I was about to say I don't know much about your MMA career. I've only followed your bare knuckle fighting career. And how long has it been since your last MMA fight?
5, 6 years. Yeah,
So
5 years.
yeah,
Yes.
okay,
Wow.
okay, yeah. Because I mean, I've been following you on and off for about two. So
Okay.
and
Yeah.
there was no MMA career.
Nope.
I know
No,
I
there was
just
no scent because the last 4 years have all been BKB. That's it.
it's funny, and I hate to be assumptuous about it, but I assume that most bare knuckle fighters usually started with the gloves on because the sport is so new still.
It's still very new. Yeah, and a lot of people are definitely very hesitant to go right straight into bare knuckle with nothing on. But I have met, I think, like two guys that have never fought a day in their life not with gloves on, and they just said, "Yeah, I'll pull up and fight with no gloves."
Yeah, I remember when I first watched it was in that triangle, and that triangle just looks like menacing. Like it's just too. It's like you cut somebody off and there's no way to get out, sort of thing.
There's nowhere to run in there, and that's why I love it. You are forced to fight, and if not, you either break or you get knocked out or you get hurt. So I like it. You get in there and there's no way you're not coming out without getting a little hurt.
90% of the fights do end in finish.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm trying to figure out who it was I watched the other day. Two UFC fighters, former UFC fighters that are now in bare knuckle, but it was an older fight. It was maybe a few months old, but anyway, I was surprised it went to a decision. And then I was like, wait a second, both these are pretty smart fighters, so maybe I'm not surprised that it went to a decision.
You do get to a certain point. If you're a smart enough fighter, you gain enough knowledge, you have a better, higher IQ. You do learn how to pace yourself and how you punch. So I see a lot of newer guys coming in and they're just throwing hammers and throwing with heat. Well, and then they're
Mm-hmm.
out for a long time. Like my last fight with Helen, we went all 5 rounds. My hands were damaged in the fight, but I didn't really care. But it's just a matter of sometimes you have to touch people just to get your punches off so you can, that's how you get the win.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean the problem is that when you're in there, you can't really think about it. You just have to do it, so to speak. And it's because I mean, obviously they wrap your hands on the wrist to prevent your wrist from breaking and
Mhm.
partially your hand, but it's mostly just exposure the whole time. You can't really think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah, they pretty much wrap up to here. They'll wrap your thumb if you want, and then they
Yeah.
just only wrap like up so your knuckles show, and that's it.
I don't know why you wouldn't want to wrap your thumb. I mean, it's not like it's in this you're not clenching, I'm assuming. I've not, at least not intentionally.
So but you can clinch, and I'm actually a big clincher most times when I fight. You can get into the hockey fight where you're grabbing and clinching and pulling, and it works. If you're good at that, it's a good game to have.
I didn't know if you could do like dirty boxing or not.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can definitely do dirty boxing. It's just if you're at a stalemate and you guys are just holding each other, the ref will stop it. But if I have you in the clinch and I'm hitting you with the other hand, they're gonna let it go.
Right. And there was this fighter named Barrera in the early 2000s. He was a regular boxer, and he had this dirty boxing technique of like putting his foot on his opponent's foot and then throwing a punch. And I didn't know if that was illegal or not.
As far as I know, it's not illegal, but it's, they call it a dirty tactic. And honestly, I do it. I mean, I've done it in sparring. Not
Right.
and not intentionally, it just kind of happened because we were in close quarters and I stepped on her foot. But
Right.
it's a nice tactic though because it makes them stutter step and they're boop right there so you can counter real fast.
Right. It doesn't happen that often because it's a real difficult technique to pull off.
Yeah. I mean, at least me personally, I'm not looking to stomp on your foot and hold you down there. I got other shit to worry about.
Exactly. Nope. I'd rather get a little bit of like short to longer distance and throw. So that's just me though. I mean, at least when I fought.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on your style and what you want to do. Me personally, I'm tall and long, so I like to stay long and sharp and move. I don't mind getting on the inside. I do love to wrestle. I love the inside clinch and wrestling with girls because they're just not that strong.
Right.
But it's dangerous in there because you're inside and you're in close. So you get hit and you get touched up, you get cut. So
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8", almost 5'9".
That sounds about right. Okay. Yeah, I know you're usually taller than your opponent, but I was just
Yeah,
asking. I'm not gonna lie to you. I never remember the tail of the takes on people, but yeah, for 135 pounds, that's shoot. I mean,
pretty
you're
tall.
probably walking around at like what 345 most of the time.
We just said 345.
Yeah, you think you're walking? Is that what you're walking around at most of the time?
Big girl. Now I walk at anywhere from 155 to 160.
Okay, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
probably about like 163 right now. I think I'm a little,
yeah.
a
That's fine. I mean, ain't nothing
yeah,
wrong with it. I mean,
little off time. I'm enjoying my snacks and my sweet treats.
Yeah, I remember when Matt Serra fought. He said that he liked, he was actually a natural. He was a natural lightweight, but he liked fighting at welterweight because he was able to have that slice of pizza every once in a while.
I honestly, that's great. I don't blame him for that. I'm hoping actually BKB opens up like a 150 or 154 division as well, and then I won't have to cut weight anymore. I can just naturally just
Oh,
54.
oh,
I could just walk up.
oh, for women?
Yeah, because right now 147 is the heaviest. They have like one-off matchups for random weights, 151, 150. Like if girls are trying to get their weight down, but then they have a good match, they're doing that. But there's
Right.
no weight class there.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever seen a woman fighter fight above 45 in my life. So it's
I
at
mean,
least
it's out there. There's girls that are bigger and they fight at heavier weight classes, but it's just not a big weight class that they promote.
right, right. No, I get it. So, what loved ones are close to you? Do you have like children or significant others?
No kids, no significant others, just me and my family, and that's it.
Yeah. Oh, I know family's real important in Jersey.
Yes.
I don't know if I remember. I went to New York 10 years ago. I can't remember if I crossed the border to go to Jersey, but I don't know what city in Jersey.
What's that?
What city in Jersey in New
Oh,
Jersey?
Pennington, P Town 609.
I
It's
I
a
got to
really
figure out.
small town.
I got to figure out where that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right in between Princeton and Trenton, like smack dab in the middle of New Jersey, Central Jersey.
Okay. Now you're talking my language.
There.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly. Okay. I know exactly where you are. I will say that the one thing I love about your neck of the woods is that there is a lot of it's got a great combat sports history. It's kind of in that above New England area type thing, or right underneath New England type area, so to speak.
Yeah, like I'm on like New Jersey. I feel like it's the start of the whole transcend of like the whole East Coast of power MMA houses.
I know it. I mean, and I mentioned Matt Serra.
Mhm.
He's one of
Long
the most
Island. Yeah. Yep.
right. That's right. Him and a lot of the boxers and stuff like that, like Mark Delagrati, and of
Hmm.
course he's more Boston if I'm not mistaken. Though.
He's Boston and Muay Thai. I actually trained at his gym for a fight camp years ago.
Okay.
And yeah, that was a great time. Mark DeLagrati, amazing coach.
You know, yeah, and I've been watching him coach for nearly 25 years. So when he was in that movie Here Comes the Boom, I was like, man, whew, yeah, he's actually a natural actor too. I was surprised about that.
He actually did really good in that role.
He did, and I forget what the guy's name is that was in The Departed, but he's a famous boxing coach in Boston too.
Is he really?
You know who I'm talking about, though. You would know him if you saw him. He literally looks like a Mick. I mean, he looks Irish as fuck.
He looks like a Mick. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I'd have to rewatch The Departed to check that out.
No, I'm telling you, man. No, yeah. He's it's at the beginning when DiCaprio goes to prison, and he talks behind him, going, "Hey, do you know this guy Costigan? He's kind of an idiot. No offense. that's the famous boxing trainer. But
I'm gonna check that out.
so
Nice.
where do you train at?
So I trained down in Boca Raton with Derek Santos at DS Boxing.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's been down there for at the Boca Pal for a while now.
I know a lot of the gyms up there in that area, up in the New England and New York area, New York and Jersey area. But whenever I hear about a new one, it's like, okay, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really moved from American Top Team in Coconut Creek, Florida, because I was training down there for my last bit of my MMA career.
Right.
And then when I went to Bare Knuckle, I transitioned over, obviously just a straight boxing coach, and I was referred to Derek. And it's been great ever since. Take one loss out of 7 fights, so I'll take it.
Yeah, no, I get it. And
Yeah.
you've got experience on your side too.
No, yeah, I definitely have a lot of experience. I've done, not just MMA. I've done sambo. I've competed in that. I've done Muay Thai and kickboxing fights. So a lot of jujitsu tournaments. So I'm definitely, yeah,
I,
had a
I've
lot.
ne- I've never, you know what? I've been covering it. I've been covering this sport for as far as combat sports for almost 20 years, and I'm gonna tell you, I have never seen a sambo fight.
You got to watch. It's pretty dope. It's pretty cool.
I've seen a sumo fight before, but never a sambo.
Did you go live? Did you see it live or just watch it on TV?
No, I watched it on TV. They were having it at Madison Square Garden, but it was a big tournament up there, and I'd never seen a live sumo tournament. It was pretty cool. It was like
Was it
ESPN2.
okay? I've never seen one live either. I gotta check that out.
Well, I thought it would be like these really, like obviously they're really big dudes, but then you got these weight classes of guys fighting at like 155 or something. And they just look like in shape, fighters.
Yeah, see, I don't know the rule set of, sumo wrestling, but yeah, I would assume most, I mean, I guess I hate to say it like that, but the perception I have is big dudes and they're little chonies and they go out there and wrestle.
That's right. I mean, it's amazing they don't do like Yokozuna did in the early '90s of wrestling and like wear some spandex underneath that thong or something. But hey,
Something.
I'm just saying I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, I wouldn't. I hear it's painful, but so what? I'm trying to think of how to try to word this like without offending you. What
It's
do you
okay.
think would be what would be like the straw of the camel's back that would make you retire? Because I can't imagine you being somebody that would like quit after one loss.
Man, what's funny is I'm 35. And
Right.
so this is like the last quarter of my career. If I can go to 40 plus, God bless me. I pray on that. But I think about it all the time. I'm like, damn, how am I going to go out? Like, am I just going to hang up the gloves myself? Or am I going to get taken out by an injury that I can't come back from?
Right.
But yeah, I'm not the type I will never, because of a loss. No, a loss makes me want to work harder. I'll never quit because of that. There's no way.
Right. You just don't seem like that type. I mean,
No.
I've interviewed fighters and followed their careers and stuff like that. Uh, I, I just can't imagine. And do you do this full time?
No, yes and no. So when I'm in training camp, I'm full time fighter. Because I live right now, I'm currently in New Jersey. I'm home. But when I'm in training camp, I go down there and I'm down there for 2-3 months full time doing that. But then when I'm back home, I work for my dad. And we hang gutters.
Nice.
Yeah, keeps me in shape.
No, I get it. Hey, it's something to do. I mean,
Something to do and
something.
just hustle. Yeah. So
Oh, I get it. No, I'm with you on that. Oh man, I was does. I mean, the thing about it is that this is probably one of the most. In fact, fighting to me is the most working class sport there is.
I recently told someone it's not even working class as a fighter. You're a slave. You're a slave in the gym. You're a
It,
slave in life. You're a slave for the entertainment that we give everybody. You're just a slave dancing. And for the money that we make right now, it's really not worth it. You got to really love this shit. And I really love it.
it's like being a musician, almost. Like musicians pay a
Yeah.
lot of money for equipment, and lucky to get paid a certain amount, or even lucky to get paid at all. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly. And then some people make it, but a lot of people don't. It's just the way the cookie crumbles.
no, I get it because I love it. Like my goal is to be able to do this full time. I love it, but it's such a hard market because it's so working class. Like there's not a whole lot of attention behind it until you get to a certain level, and even then, like when Cornello and Crawford fought the other night, I talked to 10 people that didn't even watch it. So
Really? I
yes,
couldn't I couldn't wait for that fight.
I loved it. Good fight. What'd you think?
That was
What
a
did you
great
think?
fight.
Yeah.
I mean, but everybody was freaking. All my friends were on me about it, but I was like, Crawford's gonna win. I was like, you guys don't understand. Crawford he's just a different animal. I knew he was gonna come in there faster, stronger, better IQ. He was overall a better fighter.
Yeah. I
He had
knew
a
he would
smart
come.
game plan.
I didn't think he'd come in there stronger, but I definitely knew he was going to come in there faster because he was fighting 3 weight classes above him. But
Yeah.
so I didn't think so. Boy, I was proven wrong, but my money was on Crawford. So, but I was not. I didn't want to give my predictions on here to anybody at the time. When it happened
Mm.
last week, I was doing interviews and people kept asking my opinion. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to give my predictions because I don't know.
My only worry was like obviously Canelo's power, and I was like, how is Crawford gonna handle that? And Crawford ate his punches like it was nothing. I was like, well, what the hell?
No,
Well,
I'm good.
damn.
I'm good. I'm good. It was great. The obviously the one underneath the co-main event was the best one. It was almost like bare knuckle because they I don't think either one of them fully extended their arm the whole fight because they were so close to each other.
No, they just sat in the pocket swinging, and I that was a beautiful fight. I really enjoyed that one.
I don't know if they talked about that before or not because they must have.
I mean, I'm looking at the what was his name? I'm blanking on their names, but because it was the Argentinian fighter, right? You're talking about, and
Yeah,
then yeah, and they just sat there, and I'm like, you're longer than him, right? Like you can take a step back and just extend, but honestly, that was a beautiful inside boxing fight.
a lot of body shots. That was the
A
thing.
lot, yeah. Those dudes are
I
tough.
I know it. That's the only thing about bare knuckle fighting is that y'all are a bunch of headhunters, but not a whole lot of body throwers.
No, and you know what? It's something that I'm trying to work on more of just because the head is freaking hard as hell. There's only certain spots that are a little bit softer, you know what I mean? But you set up the body like Harry Gigliotti is an amazing body snatcher. He's great. He's one of the main fighters at one of the only fighters at BKB that gets all his KOs by snatching the body, so
Who would you say you're probably the top star at your gym? I mean, I know, besides the fact that you're the champ,
it's hard because I'm the only bare knuckle fighter in there. I'm the only one.
right? Any notable MMA fighters that you trained around?
I mean, well, when I see they don't come to my coach's gym now, Derek Santos, but when I was at American Top Team, I mean, I was training with Joanna Jacek, and you had
Mhm.
all those fighters in there, which I mean, to personally roll and train with Joanna and all those like women and men was phenomenal. But at my gym now, the one dude that I love so much, Trap Dominique Francis. He's an amazing professional boxer, and he's got so much talent. I forget what his record is, but he's undefeated and he's a freaking star.
Oh man, I believe it.
Yeah,
I man, I'll have to look. I'll have to look him up. I'm not sure who he
yeah,
is.
yeah. Look him up. You will. Yeah, he's nasty.
Absolutely. I was. The boxers in that area are pretty well known, but down here, like I said, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, 3 hours away from Nashville. Boxing needs to pick up the pace a little bit down here.
Yeah, I noticed there's not much in your area as far as boxing and really like a lot of combat sports really isn't like it's not a heavy populated area.
It's more football and basketball down here.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
some baseball. Like you get down to the Carolinas, that's a big baseball territory. You know,
Yeah.
but as far as where I'm from, I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies is what rules as far as basketball, which I love it. But you know, obviously, combat fighting is my first love. But down here it's football, and then the SEC and all that stuff. That's the SEC football league and stuff like that. That's big in the South. So yeah.
Yeah, it is. Football's a huge Southern sport, that's for sure.
We'll see. Even like Miami, Miami is a huge town, but the problem is that they don't have a whole lot of like notable like boxing events or fighting events down there.
They're working on it though. They got Mike Perry's promotion, the Dirty Boxing promotion, going on down there.
Yeah,
There's island fights and what else they got going on? They're and well now with my promotion BKB as well as BKFC, they're hosting more events down in South Florida. So it's picking up like since my transition down there. I mean, I've been there off and on for like 5 years now. I've noticed it's definitely gone up. There's definitely more fights being hosted in the South versus everywhere else. So
no, I get it, and I can't like Nashville has a market now, so they could get away with it in Nashville if they marketed it properly. Because Nashville's swallowing everybody up in the kind of Midwest area. So
what was really awesome about my last fight was it was in Nashville, and that was the first bare knuckle event that they've ever had there. And and that was actually the best crowd I've ever seen at a bare knuckle event.
Tennessee, I know people in that area. It's mostly like transplants now,
Is
but
that what it is? Okay.
yeah. Well, you got to think about it. Like when Hurricane Katrina happened in 2005, it's just it's people migrated to Nashville back when Memphis was still the biggest city. Now Nashville's the biggest city.
All right. Nice.
But it's they've got the football team, they've got the hockey team. I know hockey's big up where you're from.
Yeah, ice hockey's huge up here. Yep.
See, down here it's not, but it's an NHL team, so they've got it.
And that's it. It's just that, right? Just that one
Right.
NHL team.
I get it. So, what is like what is the best way? Like, all right. So you walk around at like over 160, right? And your lowest weight class you've ever fought is 135,
140.
140.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when do you start cutting weight?
Like the actual weight cut or dieting down?
Ooh, good question. Let's go with the actual weight cut because I know you're probably actually dieting down months before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, pretty much. So for 140, it took me 3 months to get down. Shout out to my nutritionist, Luigi Melli. That man is a freaking wizard with nutrition. If it wasn't for him, my fat ass would not have made weight. But the week of, we had 11 pounds to go. Yeah. So, and then that's when we just started, cutting the carbs, cutting a little bit of sodium, cutting do the water load. And then as it progresses, you just start cutting the water, just doing a lot of workouts in your sauna suit. And then all I did was the day before weigh-ins, I had 4 pounds. That was it.
I love talking about weight cutting because people at home, you got to remember there's people in their early 20s that are just kind of discovering this. Maybe teenagers even watch this. And they just don't understand that weight cutting is probably the most difficult part of the pre-fight.
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult and dangerous. That's one thing I'm glad you brought that up to me, is because a lot of people don't realize. I see just like normal average people putting on a sauna suit and going to work out, and they really don't know like the ramifications of like overheating your body, and like it is harmful. It's not good for you. But unfortunately, us athletes, we have to do it for our sport. But yeah, you have to suffer and it sucks. But you do what you have to do if you want to win and be a champion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, before I let you go, do you got anything you want to say?
You know, I want to say thank you, first of all, to God. Everything in my life would not be possible without Him. And for BKB, for continuing to give me a platform to do what I love. I'm really excited and looking forward to my next fight. It's going to be against Courtney Cameron for the super lightweight title. I'm excited to take her out, and I'll be the first female 2 division champion and the next 3 division. And I want to say thank you to my head coach, Derek Santos. This man puts up with a lot of shit for me. I love you, Coach D. I can't wait to be back in Florida with my team. I miss you guys. My conditioning coach, Jack, down in Florida. My conditioning coach here. And well, he's in PA and he trains out of the Eddie Alvarez Underground Kings gym over at the Newtown gym over there. You'll, Hab two, my man Hab two over there, and also want to shout out a few sponsors. This one, Quality Drywall, they've been one of my main sponsors for a long time, supporting me. So thank you guys. Rainwear Seamless Gutters, the best gutter business in New Jersey. Also, Spearmint Rhino, hands down the flyest strip club, or gentlemen's club, I should say, in West Palm Beach, Florida. If you're looking for a good time and amazing food, the Wagyu steak there, 10 out of 10. Also, want to give a shout out to Ikekata brand. It's called Way of Life in Japanese, an amazing clothing brand. And also, last but not least, BOBN. I had to save the best for last. Brothers of Boxing Network. If you don't know about them, look them up. This company, they are helping us athletes, and not just athletes, but trainers. All of us in the fight game, we need help. And they are here to give it to us. Whether you need sponsorship help, you need help finding a fight, they are doing so many things for us that most managers don't even do for us. So check them out. They're amazing. And yeah, I'm just really excited and look forward to my next fight. Stay tuned. Fight date coming soon.
Hey, book with me again. Book with me again. Yeah, I want you to book with me again, especially when the fight comes up too. I mean, I don't care
Absolutely.
if you do it before that, but before the fight comes up, because I'm very curious. I'm going to watch the fight. That's not the problem. But
You better.
you
What
know,
What are you
you know
curious about?
what
If I'm
I'm
gonna
just
win or not?
I, well, I mean, I can't. I mean, look, my opinion, because you're on my show, my opinion's biased towards you. But
Obviously.
but but I'm curious because this is a long break. You know,
It is. It is, but that's okay. Because I kind of, I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. It's nice when I this last camp, it was really brutal on me, actually, physically and mentally. So to take this break, I'm back home with my family and I can rest up, recover. I mean, all my injuries are healed now, so I'm back in, I'm back in shape. So all I need is a fight date, and we're early next year. That's all I know. So
no, I'm looking forward to it, and like I said, I'm curious because I definitely want to. I want to see you do well. You know,
thank you.
obviously, if Courtney comes on, then I'll be like, I can put my foot in my mouth, like, but no, I get it. But I appreciate you coming on, Jamie. It's been nothing but a pleasure, and I'd
Absolutely.
love you to do this again with me.
Absolutely. I'm really grateful I got to come on and finally we got to link up and talk, and we definitely will be talking before my next fight and after I become the super lightweight world champion.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, let me close this thing out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hank Russell invitation on millions.co. You know, you could have been doing anything else, but you decided to join Jamie and I tonight, and I'm so glad you did. I always am. And, may God bless you all. May you have peace in your life and, protect yourself at all times. Until next time, y'all have a pleasant evening.
Sweet.